Good morning. Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And here's Laura with the announcements.
Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday. Whoop-a-doop. Is it on now? No? Yes? Kind of? I'll talk loud. Today is Thursday, September 14th, and it is a white day. Students, a reminder that you need to have your student ID with you each day for both having access to buildings and for the lunch lines. Attention scared me. Attention international students. Anyone wanting to take the October 14th TOEFL must register by Friday, September 22nd by noon. A link to register for the October 14th TOEFL has been sent to your STJ Labs email. See Ms. McCaffrey and Colby 106 with any questions. Join Chef Hale and Madame Brazeau for a fabulous foodie French weekend in Quebec City, October 13th to the 15th. We will depart after school on Friday the 13th and return to St. Johnsbury on Sunday afternoon. You must have a valid passport. For more information, please see Chef Hale in Streeter 119 or Ms. Brazeau in the library. Space is available on a first-come, first-served basis, with first priority given to students of either culinary arts or French. And now for Mr. Camilio's Joke of the Week. Did you hear about the cheese factory that exploded in France? Debris is everywhere. Happy birthday today to Daniela Beltran Perez, Richard Corbel, Logan Holland, Liam Kittredge, Lily Groft, Isaac Lanzini, and a special happy birthday today to Emma King from the LaRock Advisory and all her friends. Happy birthday. Please remember that tomorrow at 8 p.m. will be the first dance of the school year. Join us for a night under the stars. Girls varsity and JV soccer will be today at CVU at 4:30. Please release the teams at 1:30. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you, Laura. I have a few late announcements. Boys varsity soccer defeated North Country 4-1 on Tuesday afternoon. Gus Yerkes, Silas Chapman, Zach Wood, and Moses Rubin scored, and Nate Dispathy and Wes Strong had assists. The JVA team beat North Country 11-0 with 8 different players scoring, including 2 goals each from Luis Enrique Peña, Riley Copens, and Ryder Smith. Good job, boys varsity soccer and JV soccer. Nice. Varsity volleyball team beat Linden Institute 3-0 in 4 sets, and the JV team beat Linden 2-0. Good job, volleyball. Nice work, girls. The girls cross-country team defeated LI, scoring the top 5 spots to score 15 to LI's 48 points. Ruth Krebs was first, Willa Kantrowitz second, Siri Jolliffe third, Emerson Mitchell fourth, and Bennett Krantz took 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job, girls. Nice. Love it. Varsity field hockey lost 3-2 in overtime to LI yesterday, but showed some really great skill and potential. Sophia Hartje, in only her second game, found herself in the right position to score twice. Best of luck to them in their next game. Good luck, field hockey. And finally, at yesterday's home cross-country meet, Andrew Thornton Sherman and Emmett Johnson led the way as the boys swept the top 8 places in the meet with LI and BMU. All right, cross-country, good job. Lots of winning. So it's good to be back with you today. Happy Thursday. I was sorry to miss the pep chapel the other day with a cold, but I heard it was spirited and fun. And clearly the cheers that you are learning are extremely effective. Well done, everybody, especially the cheer team. I want to notice the cheer team. So last year, as the homecoming game was ending, I looked over at the cheerleaders and I realized that while the teams are all working really hard on the field and the court, the cheer team is working like crazy too, and their job is really demanding. So if you think about how much physical effort it takes to do well, consider that they are using a lot of emotional effort too. They're keeping smiling and energizing everyone else. And so if you get a chance, cheer for the cheer team. Good job, cheer team. So we have a couple of guests today. We have Ms. Cote with Terry Lavely from NHKS, please, to talk about the Walk Out of Darkness. Please welcome Ms. Cote and Ms. Lavely.
Good morning, everyone. I want to thank the Academy for having me come to speak this morning to all of you. So some of you may or may not know this, but September is Suicide Awareness Prevention Month, and I'm excited to be here on behalf of Northeast Kingdom Human Services, where I've spent the last 20 years working. But also, I volunteer for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I'm the board chair for the Vermont chapter currently, and I do other things such as training. I run the Out of the Darkness Walk that's happening this Saturday in Newport. And when Ms. Cote invited me here today to speak to you, she's like, you have 3 to 5 minutes, so make an impact. And I'm like, what can I say? So I can stand here in the next 3 minutes and bore you with statistics, like 500,000 people in the United States die every year by suicide. So as we've been sitting here together this morning, 2 people have already died in the United States. In Vermont, we lose 1 Vermonter every 3 days to suicide, and Vermont has the highest rates of suicide east of the Mississippi River. So this is a public health crisis. And we oftentimes minimize mental health, and we don't talk about it, and it's so stigmatized. Physical health is a very tangible thing. You can see it, you can diagnose it, a broken bone, a toothache, a cold. Mental health is your feelings, and you can't see or touch those, you feel those. So I want to just steer off from my normal conversations with you all today about mental health and my journey in suicide awareness and prevention. So 7.5 years ago, I lost my 18-year-old nephew to suicide. And that's kind of the middle of my story. It was a game changer for my career in mental health. It's how I found my family with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, the volunteer work that I do. But it really wasn't the beginning of my story. The beginning of my story happened when I was 15 years old and I attempted to take my own life. The day I got out of the hospital, my family shipped me away and we never spoke about it again. Talk about in the darkness, right? We don't normalize mental health because we can't see it and we can't touch it. We only feel it. So many years later, through lots of hard therapy, which I'm proud to admit, I still go to therapy every day, not every day, on a regular basis to take care of my mental health the same way as I go to my primary care physician to take care of my physical health. So today I want to ask all of you, as we're in the middle of Suicide Awareness Prevention Month, and this is actually Suicide Prevention Week nationally. Saturday is the last day, and we're going to end that with the Out of the Darkness Walk. I want to challenge all of you today to take care of your mental health the same way you take care of your physical health. You wouldn't break your arm and suffer in silence. You would go to the doctor. So if you are struggling with your mental health, please reach out to someone in your school community, your friends. We can only do this work together to bring the stigma and the issues of mental health out of the darkness. And I just want you to be aware that 1 in 5 humans are struggling with thoughts of suicide. So in this room today, 125 of you are potentially having thoughts of ending your life. So look to the person to your left or your right, or look inside yourself and say, am I struggling? Do I need to reach out for help? How can I support my friends? And I know this is a heavy, hard topic for a lot of people to talk about, but we can only do this together as a community, especially a school community. You guys spend every day a lot of time together, and look out for each other. And if we can lean in comfortably to the uncomfortable conversations of our mental health, we can prevent suicide. It's actually the #1 preventable cause of death in the United States. So I challenge you to look out for your own mental health and look out for the mental health of your friends, your teachers. If you need help, reach out. It's the hardest and bravest thing you will ever do, I promise you. And being an attempt survivor and a loss survivor, this is hard work. This is not easy conversations to have, but I am so glad that I get to stand here in front of all of you today and tell my story of my loss and my attempt and say life is worth living. I'm a mom of 2 beautiful children. I value the work that I do in mental health every day, and I also am so proud to be able to sit with perfect strangers and help them through their own mental health crisis and let them know that suicide is the long-term answer to short-term problems. If we can get you the help for your short-term problems, suicide no longer becomes the answer. So thank you all today, and remember, today and every day, take care of your own mental health and look out for the mental health of others. So I'll kick it over to Ms. Cody.
Sure. And so we're aware that this is a really difficult and heavy announcement, right, for everyone here today. And so I just want to offer that we have 4 amazing counselors over in Tinker Health Services, and we're here for all of you. And so please feel free to stop by, and even if you just want to say hello, we're here. We will be holding some activities throughout the month of September around suicide prevention, but also just around mental health support for all of you. And just my why for walking and my why for suicide prevention awareness is I really want to decrease the stigma around talking about mental health, because as Terry just mentioned, mental health is part of our physical health, right? And so as you would see the doctor for your physical health, please check in on your mental health and check in on your friends. Thank you so much.
Thank you both so much for that brave announcement. I do want to say that one of the biggest resources that we have here are our teachers. They're some of the only people whose jobs involve losing sleep over other people's children. And I feel in awe often when I visit classes and see the care and dedication that they have for you. We're so fortunate to have the faculty that we do who are experts in their fields, but who also are dedicated to young people and believe in young people. They believe powerfully in you, and that you should know that they are huge resources for you. Tonight is our Meet the Teachers night. I'm going to have you meet a teacher right now. Our science department chair, Aaliyah Desjardins, Ms. Desjardins, or Dr. Desjardins, sorry, is our science department chair. She's an incredible teacher and leader here at the Academy who supports other teachers and is a tireless advocate for innovation and good teaching. I visited one of her classes last year, and she was teaching about positive and negative charges, and she had us make 2 ends of a piece of tape magnetically attracted to each other, and it sort of blew our minds. So she's been working over the years to be sure that our students are learning concepts and applications in engineering, and she's here this morning to talk about our makerspace. Dr. Desjardins, welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Howell, and thanks everybody for welcoming me this morning. I'm going to talk about something a little bit lighter than our previous speaker, but I feel the need to preface it that the opportunity I'm going to share with you, it doesn't work if you're not there to enjoy it, and you are worthy of care, each and every one of you, and so I do hope that you are caring for yourselves. And so, on a lighter note, hi, I am Dr. Desjardins, and I have a confession to make. I love stuff. Several recent visitors to my office on the 2nd floor of Streeter have remarked either, wow, it's really cozy in here, or politely, there's a lot going on in here. And there is. I don't love stuff for its own sake, though. I love it because it helps me think one way or another. In her book, Evocative Objects, which is a collection of marvelous stories about objects that have inspired authors, scientists, artists, and people from all walks of life, Sherry Turkle writes about how we are used to thinking of objects as either useful necessities or aesthetic pleasures, but that, quote, we are on less familiar ground when we consider objects as companions to our emotional lives or as provocations to thought. I'm not sure I agree that we don't often think about objects as emotional companions. Mr. O'Brien has invited the sophomore advisories this year to do a show and tell, and anyone who's ever considered bringing a favorite souvenir or stuffed animal for a childhood show and tell knows how we can get attached to emotional objects. My mom drove the same car for 20 years because she was sure that she couldn't find another one that felt just as right. But objects as provocations to thought, that intrigues me. I read recently in an article in Wired magazine about a pediatric neurosurgeon who uses 3D printed models of his patients' brains, tumors and all, to practice and rehearse and imagine the surgeries before they take place. As an object for this practice and visualization, the 3D models have reduced the length of those surgeries by an average of 12%. NASA astronomers have also used 3D models to look at solar winds in distant star systems, gaining an understanding of relationships that are really hard to see when you're looking at a flat image on a page. I could go on and on, honestly. Provocative and evocative objects are not limited to high-tech things. There are instruments, calendars, clothing, notebooks, a favorite pen. Some of our objects are digital, too. There are video games, profile pictures, memes. And as humans in community, we care about their utility, their aesthetics, our emotional connection, and the inspiration we get from having them near. And we care about sharing them with other people. So really, this is all just a giant invitation to you to connect with a new object or with the process of making a new object. That process could probably be a chapel talk all on its own. One of the places here on campus that you can connect with your things, repair your things, and make new things is the Makerspace. This fall, we moved to the second floor of Streeter Hall, and yes, we took away the couches in the beach to do that. So if those couches were your object, I'm sorry, and I hope you'll come and make something to remember them by. I'll be offering workshops all year for specific maker skills. We'll kick it off next Wednesday afternoon with a chance to learn how to design objects for 3D printing with a 3D jewelry workshop. So come and make SJA earrings or a necklace or a keychain. Customize them with your name or your girlfriend's name or your graduation year. Workshops will start at both 3:30 and 4:15, so you can come before or after another club if that's what works for you. Future workshops could include things like vinyl stickers, 3D architecture, small electric circuits, 3D pens, video game design, spicing up your Halloween costume, and more. If a workshop isn't right for you, maybe you already have some experience with 3D design and you just need some time on the 3D printer, you can come just about any day of the week during conference period, and I will be there to greet you. In addition to 3D printing, we have your basic craft supplies, breadboards and soldering irons, a button press, a jewelry repair kit, 3D pens, a large format printer, and access to digital design software like Illustrator, SketchUp, Photoshop, Unity, and more. If you have ideas for future workshops, please come see me in the Makerspace or in my office, Streeter 222. And while you're there, you can weigh in on the cozy or cluttered debate yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Desjardins. What a great day in chapel today. And if we can 3D print a couch, I'd be really impressed by that. All right, everybody, have a good day. And meet the teachers tonight. Don't forget to tell your folks. Faculty. I hope people aren't offended.